my rock, my shield, my fortress. He's my salvation and my strength. The cords of death, they were surrounding me, but he heard my cry for help.
He is my refuge, my high tower. He's my deliverer, so strong. The snares of death, they were confronting me, but he heard my cry for help.
So I'll stand and trust, I'll stand in faith. I will not be shaken. So I'll stand and trust, I'll stand in faith. I will not be shaken. He is my rock, my shield, my fortress. He's my salvation and my strength. The cords of death, they were surrounding me, but he heard my cry for help. So I'll stand and trust, I'll stand in faith. I will not be shaken. So I'll stand and trust, I'll stand in faith. I will not be shaken. Our God will not be moved. Our God will never change. Our God will reign forevermore. Oh, our God will not be moved. Our God will never change. Our God will reign forevermore. Oh, our God will not be moved. Our God will never change. Our God will reign forevermore. Oh, our God will not be moved. Our God will never change. Our God will reign forevermore. So I'll stand and trust, I'll stand in faith. I will not be shaken. So I'll stand and trust, I'll stand in faith. I will not be shaken. Our God will not be moved. Our God will never change. Our God will reign forevermore. Oh, our God will not be moved. Our God will never change. Our God will reign forevermore.
First Kings chapter 19, as we continue our series on messed up. We saw how David messed up. We saw how Jonah messed up last week. Today we're going to see how Elijah messed up. First Kings chapter 19. Maybe you said something like this: I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. It's the last straw. I just can't do it. I've had enough. Maybe you've been trying to do several jobs at once and your boss comes along and he throws another one on your desk. Maybe you've been dealing with an irritable child all day long and something finally pushes you over the edge. Or maybe you've said this kind of thing as you've dealt with a loss over the past few months. And something has happened which has just become all too much to bear. If you can identify with this sentiment, it's good to know this, that we find hope in the pages of Scripture. Somebody there, Elijah, was going through the same thing that you are. And so often people think that the Bible is an old, dusty, irrelevant book that has very little to say to the lives of real people today. But when you read it, that's the furthest thing from the truth. So we're going to read about Elijah. The Bible says he was a man just like us. But he reached a point where he sat down in total abject despair and he said this, God, I've had enough. I just can't take it anymore. It's the last straw. He was maxed out emotionally. He was running on empty, had no margin left in his life. And after he took it to the limit, God does something that God likes to do. God intervened. And he taught him some things. Now, Elijah's in the Bible, and there's a lot of people like this in the Bible. They don't have it together. They're there for us as examples. They're there for us to understand that. He experienced this wide range of emotions, from ecstatic exhilaration to the depths of despair. But James in the New Testament says Elijah was just kind of like us. But events in his life read like a modern day case study in burnout, depression, and discouragement. Now, before we look at chapter 19, let me tell you about a little of the background. Let me introduce to you somebody named Ahab. Ahab was the king of Israel, and he was king for a long time. As a matter of fact, he was on the throne for 22 years. 1 Kings chapter 18 says this about the king God had placed in there. Here's what happened. He did more evil in the eyes of the Lord than any of those before him. He was terrible. He was an immoral person. He was a terrible king. Verse 31 mentions that he married somebody even worse. Her name was Jezebel. Jezebel was known as an evil woman who brought Baal worship to Israel. Now, what's Baal? Baal was a pagan god. Baal was the king of all gods, the pagan thought. He was the god of fertility. He was the god of giving life. And so she brought that into Israel, and she was the real power behind the throne. They teamed up in their wicked terror. In verse 33, chapter 18 tells us that Ahab did more to provoke the Lord, the God of Israel, to anger than all the kings before him. Not a good picture. So here's what Elijah's dealing with. King and queen who are evil. And so in Elijah's life, he saw God do one miracle after another. If you remember anything about Elijah, this prophet who did some really cool things. He got fed by the birds. The birds brought him food. God provided him during a drought, this widow, and they didn't have anything to eat. They thought they were going to die, and he allowed God to provide food. And then that widow's son did die. And Elijah brought that child back from the dead. So he was a witness of God doing powerful things. So in chapter 18, Elijah has a showdown with 850 pagan prophets and priests. And so if you remember that story, they're all calling down their God to do something. Elijah says, okay, if you're for God, God's going to light this altar on fire. We're going to pray to him and he's going to do it. But first, you call to Baal and let Baal do that. So these 850 priests are circling and running around like crazy. They're cutting themselves, trying to get Baal to hear them to light that fire. And it doesn't happen. And so Elijah calls down fire from heaven and it comes down. Elijah's passion was to draw people's attention back to God, but during this time of success, he extended a great deal of physical, spiritual, and emotional energy. So let's pick up the story in 1 Kings 19, verse 1. Let me read this to you. Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done. He went and tattled. Also how he had executed all the prophets with the sword. After that incident, Elijah decides to kill 850 prophets, and he kills them all. Then Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah saying, "So let the gods do to me, and more also, if I do not make your life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time." And so when he saw that, Elijah arose and ran for his life, and he went to Beersheba, which belongs to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and he came and he sat down under a broom tree or a juniper tree, and he prayed that he might die. He said, "It is enough. Now, Lord, take my life, for I am no better than my fathers." Then as he lay and slept under a broom tree, suddenly an angel touched him and said to him, "Arise and eat." And then he looked, and there by his head was a cake baked on coals and a jar of water. And so he ate, and he drank, and he lay down again. And the angel of the Lord came back a second time in verse 7 and touched him and said, "Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for you." So he arose, and he ate, and he drank, and he went into the strength of that food for 40 days and 40 nights, as far as Horeb, the mountain of God. And there he went into a cave, and he spent the night in that place. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" And so he said, "Well, I have been very zealous for the Lord God of hosts. For the children of Israel have forsaken your covenant, torn down your altars, killed your prophets with the sword. I alone am left, and they seek to take my life." So there's where we're going to pick up the story about Elijah. We're going to see some sources of despair in Elijah's life that are also found in my life and your life. The first one is this: he was depleted by victory. He was depleted by victory. Verse 1 tells us that, and Ahab told Jezebel all Elijah had done. She told him all the things that he had done. He brought fire down from heaven. He killed all the Baal's prophets. And so Ahab goes and tells his wife about all that. And so Elijah was pumped up about it. And so after this amazing victory on Mount Carmel, now I don't know about in your house, but we have this ongoing argument. Is it caramel or caramel? Those little candies, is it caramel or caramel? Doesn't matter. The Bible calls this one Carmel. Okay? So Mount Carmel, you can say it the third way if you want to. So he is pumped up at his victory on Mount Carmel, and in his jubilation, Elijah runs ahead of Ahab. Ahab said, "I got to go tell my boss, my wife, I got to go tell her what happened." So Ahab is going in his chariot, and Elijah passes him. He runs past him. And he ran, the Bible says, about 20 miles up and down some pretty rough terrain, and he couldn't wait to receive the public recognition he deserved. He thought he was going to get all this recognition for what he'd done for the Lord. He was on his spiritual high, and maybe thought, since all the false prophets were dead, Jezebel is next. I get to kill Jezebel. I get to take her out. Verse 1 tells us Ahab told Jezebel everything that he had done. And so Jezebel wasn't happy. And you know what happens when an unhappy woman is on your trail. His victory was very short-lived. And so here's a very clear principle to remember. The most vulnerable point in our life is right after we've experienced a mighty victory. When we come off the mountain, we go right into the valley. You ever notice that? Come off the mountain, right into the valley. Literally, and sometimes emotionally. So he was depleted by this victory. Secondly, he was distracted by fear. He was afraid. He was afraid. Instead of being impressed with Elijah, Jezebel was infuriated and flew into a rage. She demanded an immediate execution. Verse 2 says this: "May the gods deal with me, be it ever so severely, if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life like that of one of them." In other words, may the gods kill me if I don't kill you. You're a dead man, Elijah. You're a dead man for what you've done to my prophets, my priests. And so Jezebel's threat consumed his every thought, as you can imagine, and it overwhelmed him. And his panic, what did he do? He lost control and the handle and the power and provision of God. Just like we've sung about this morning, he forgot all about it. And even though he had just experienced this mighty, powerful power of God, Elijah should have laughed at her. He should have laughed in Jezebel's face, because her gods had just been exposed as powerless, as useless. They're false. They're not even real. Instead, verse 3 tells us that he ran for his life. He ran for his life. Just hours earlier, he was riding an emotional high. Now he was knocked flat, headed to emotional tailspin. Here's what happened. Here's what happens a lot. Fear replaced his faith. Fear replaced his faith. I mean, think about this guy. He had just watched all that happen on Mount Carmel and watched God, and he had all this faith that nothing's going to happen to Baal's altar, but God's going to bring down fire. He had this strong faith, and he watched it. But now he has this fear. His focus shifted from God to the problem. That's what happens a lot of times. Our focus is off of God and goes to the problem. He tucks his tail between his legs, and he runs to Beersheba, which is as far south in Israel as he could possibly go. And then once he got there, he went another full day's journey into the wilderness, the Bible says. This threat from Jezebel had shaken Elijah to the core. And instead of praying to God for help, he bolted. He bolted. Remember this, the only hold the devil has on you is fear. Fear. 1 Peter 5:8 is a good reminder. It says this, be self-controlled and alert. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. You better watch out. He's after you. Someone shared this with me a few years ago and explained it, and it makes sense. A roaring lion is generally an older lion that has lost most of his teeth. What he does is he goes up on top of a mountain or a hill, and he bellows as loud as he can, that deep, gutsy roar, that roar of a lion, so that his prey would get afraid, and they would run into an ambush that the young lions had already set up, and they would devour them with their teeth. Satan does the same to us. Listen, if you're a child of God, if you're saved, he can't harm you, because the blood of Christ protects you. But be sure he can make us afraid. There are many Christians living in fear of something right now. Fear of health, fear of tomorrow, fear of divorce, fear of kids' issues, fear of the job, fear of economy, fear of pain, fear of heartache, and on and on and on. He just puts those thoughts in our heads. We can't sleep at night. It causes us to have ulcers. It causes us to be discouraged. It causes all kinds of issues. He puts this fear, and we run because we fear and we think we're going to get in trouble, and that's what Elijah did. He ran. The third thing is this, he was disabled by isolation. Elijah was disabled by this isolation. He was isolated now. He was on his own, he thought. Verse 3, and when he saw that, he arose and ran for his life and went to Beersheba, which belongs to Judah, and he left his servant there. He left his servant there. But verse 4, he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a broom tree. He left his servant there. He ran for an entire day, the Bible says. Can you imagine? Can you imagine running for an entire day? He's just running as fast as he can just to get away because he's running for his life. And so he collapsed under a tree in its shade. And here's where he is. He's in a ditch of despair. He prayed in verse 4, kill me. Just kill me, God. I can't do this. I can't deal with this. He let self-pity cultivate a victim mentality within himself. He had succumbed to the poor me syndrome. Have you been there? Me too. Listen, it's okay to have a pity party every now and then, but don't stay there. You got to come out of it. Come out of the pity party. Leave the party. And realize that God himself is in control. He was disabled by this. He was stuck in emotional overdrive. He was fatigued. He was exhausted. He was tired. He was burnt out. He was anxious, and all those things. And so verse 3 says he left his companion there. One of the greatest dangers of depression is its tendency to turn inward. And let's admit something this morning. Many of us do the same thing. When we're hurting, we withdraw. We don't want to see anybody. We don't want to talk to anybody. We withdraw from others. Instead of reaching out, we pull into our shells, and then we're alone. But Christianity was not designed for isolation. He was disabled by isolation. Here's the fourth thing. He was devastated by this self-pity. This self-pity we just talked about, he was devastated by it. Elijah had completely forgotten God's presence was with him. Under this scraggly desert tree, God couldn't be here. Listen, God was with him on the mountaintop, and God was with him right there at that tree. He can be either place, both places. In this state of despondency and dismay, Elijah, utterly exhausted by his own exercise and self-preservation, what did he do? He fell asleep. He was exhausted. Maybe some of you have been going through some incredibly difficult times, and like Elijah, you may feel like giving up, that you have no more to give. I just can't do it anymore. You may feel like you've tried to do the right thing, but you just don't get anywhere. And so, as we do this application this morning, before you throw in the towel, I want to show you a process that God brought Elijah through to help him regain emotional margin in his life that some of you may need today. Here's the first one. It's rest. Rest. Maybe that surprises you, but we need rest. Look at verse 5. Then as he lay and slept under a broom tree, suddenly an angel touched him and said to him, "Arise and eat." And he looked, and there by his head was a cake baked on coals and a jar of water. And so he ate and he drank and he lay down. And the angel of the Lord came back a second time and touched him and said, "Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for you." So he rose and he ate and he drank. Now what's going on? Instead of telling him to suck it up, listen, God doesn't tell you to suck it up. Suck it up, be tough. God doesn't do that. God doesn't say, snap out of it. He says the most important medicine Elijah needed was rest. Just let him sleep. God didn't give him a sermon. God didn't shower him with shame. Elijah collapsed under a tree in utter exhaustion because God loves us. He is with us at all times, and he knows our every hiding place. Psalm 139 verse 7 says, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you're there. If I make my bed in the depths, you're there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me, your right hand will hold me fast." God is there. He's already ahead of you. 1 Kings 19:5 says that God sent an angel to Elijah who said, "Get up and eat." Tapped him on the shoulder. "Wake up. Get up and eat." When he looked around, he found some cake and water. I guess that's the first angel food cake, because that's what the angel just did there. Made him a cake, is what it says. He ate the cake, downed the water, and went back to sleep. After allowing him to sleep some more, the divine messenger, the angel, returned and did the same thing again. Gave him some more food and water. Listen, our bodies are designed to need rest. You can either wait until you're totally maxed out like Elijah and collapse in total exhaustion, or you can take the healthier approach and begin to incorporate rest into your life. Don't be afraid to slow down the pace of your life. Try to set aside time for quiet and rest. Second word, rediscover. You allowed him to rest, and now the second phase is we're going to rediscover something, Elijah. Look in verse 8. So he arose and he ate and drank, and he went to the strength of that food for 40 days and 40 nights as far as Horeb, the mountain of God. And there he went into a cave, and he spent the night in that place. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" So he said, "Well, I have been very zealous for the Lord, God of hosts, for the children of Israel have forsaken your covenant, torn down your altars, killed your prophets with the sword. I alone am left, and they seek to take my life." Watch this. Verse 11, then God said, "Go out and stand on the mountain before the Lord." And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind tore into the mountains and broke the rocks in pieces before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake, but the Lord was not in an earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still, small voice. And so it was when Elijah heard it that he wrapped his face in his mantle, and he went out, and he stood in the entrance of the cave. And suddenly a voice came to him and said, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" When we're emotionally strung out, it's easy to think that everybody's against us. Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. And so when we no longer have emotional margins, Even God seems distant. Where are you, God? And after regaining his strength, verse 8 tells us that Elijah traveled 40 days and 40 nights until he reached Mount Horeb. Now, while this mountain was several hundred miles away, there was no way it should have taken him 40 days to get there. So it shows us that fear forced Elijah to go through more than he needed to. The same is true for us. He was running around wondering, not knowing where he was going. You know what this is a picture of? You know what this mountain is? It's the same mountain in Israel where God gave Moses the 10 Commandments. It's the same place where the Israelites were wandering for 40 years. They weren't focused on God. They were focused on themselves. And Elijah's doing the same thing. Once he arrived, he went into a cave and he spent the night, and God addressed him, verse 9, Elijah, what are you doing here? No one told you to come here. What are you doing here? God knew why Elijah was there, but he wanted Elijah to answer. Listen, God's not asking him because he needs the information, but because he was provoking a response from him. Respond to me, Elijah. What are you doing here? And so after giving an answer that still reveals his emotional state, God decided that Elijah needed to do something. Elijah needed to rediscover God, the sovereignty of Almighty God. So he says this, here's what I want you to do, Elijah. Come out of that cave and stand on the mountain, because I am about to pass by. Since he was still feeling down, however, you know what Elijah did? He didn't come out. He stayed in the cave. He didn't have the emotional resilience to stand out in the open and wait for the Almighty to make an appearance. He just couldn't do it. He just couldn't get enough courage to do it. He probably didn't think there was much chance of it happening anyway. I'm just going to stay here in this cave. Maybe you know how he felt. Could be you're in a cave this morning. Maybe you're in a cave of offense. You're mad at God. Or you're mad at somebody else. Maybe you've withdrawn because you're secretly angry, or bitterness has consumed your soul, so you're hiding in this cave of offense. Maybe it's a cave of misery. You're feeling numb and isolated from people and places, and your life is one of miserableness. Maybe it's a cave of comfort. Some of you are wrapped up in your own comfort. As a result, you become insulated from the desires of God. You just want to be happy. You go with that old phrase, that's not true at all. I just want to be happy. I just want my marriage to be happy. I just want to be happy in life. Well, it doesn't work that way. While Elijah was in his cave, here's what happens. You know the story. A violent, rushing wind swept across the ridges. It roared through the canyons and over across the top of the mountains, and as boulders and came loose and crashed down upon another, the Bible says God wasn't in the wind. And then this eerie earthquake ripped through the entire area. Did you feel the earthquake last week here? Just rumbled the church. But this earthquake ripped through and caused rock slides, but God's not in the earthquake. This was followed by a furious fire. Elijah had seen that before. He'd seen God come down in fire, but it burned everything that was growing on the mountain, but it says God wasn't in the fire. Why is he showing him all this?